Hello friends, today our topic is the critical path method, or in short that is called as CPM. Let's check how to draw the critical path from the network diagram. Let's consider the following project where the activities have been given and the time estimated in weeks and the predecessors of the activities has been given in the table. T0 representing the optimistic time, Tm representing the most likely time, and the Tp representing the pessimistic times. And the activities are A, B, C, D, E, F and G. And according to that, the A and B have no predecessor. Okay. And C has the predecessor A, D has the predecessor B, E has the predecessor B, C, D are the predecessors of F, and E is the predecessor of G. Now the question is, find the critical path and the standard deviation. Once again, find the critical path and the standard deviation. Also, find the probability of completing the project by 18 weeks. Let the expected time and the variance of each activity we are computing. How? Now, from the particular table, we know the values of each and every activity, the T0, Tm and Tp. And according to that T0, Tm, Tp, we are just computing the expected time, that is represented by Te, and the variance, that is sigma square. Now T0 has the formula, that is T0 plus 4 into Tm plus Tp upon 6. Just like the first one, for the first one activity, that is suppose A. Now the T0 is 3. So we may have 3 plus then 4 into 6 plus 9 upon 6. And that one is equal to 36 by 6. In that way we have found it as 6. Then for the variance, that is sigma square, and the formula is Tp minus T0 by 6 whole square. Now Tp is equal to, that is 9 minus T0, that is equal to 3 upon 6. That one is equal to 1 square. So that one is equal to 1. In that way already we have found out all the expected time of each and every activity and also their variances. And those are like 6, 5, 4, 4, 4, 6, 6. And the variances are 1, 1.44, 1.78, 2.78, 0.44 and 5.44. Now we have to find out the earliest and latest expected time for each and every activity. Once again, the earliest and latest expected time for each and every activity, and we are using particularly the duration already we have found from the expected time just we have calculated, and that is just here, that is 65444 and 66. Just in that table we have written the duration, that is particularly our expected time Te, and with each and every activity related with. Now age and its preceded and succeeded node already we have written that, but it can be also written in the after the construction of the diagram. Let's check. We are constructing the diagram from here. So A and B, those activities have no immediate predecessors. So we have drawn a node here, that is our 1, and as A and B have no predecessor, so we are drawing immediately with that. A has the duration, that is 6, and B has the duration, that is 5. Then we are drawing two nodes here, that is 2, and another one is 3 here. Now we have A is the immediate predecessor of the activity C. So we can draw the activity C here, that means after the activity A, and the C has the duration, that is 4. So we are drawing a and node here, and that is we are writing it as 4. Then we can see that B is the immediate predecessor of the activity D. So that means we can draw the activity D here, and we are just drawing another node here, that is we are marking with node number 5. Then we can see that another activity, that is E, is just after the activity B, because B is the immediate predecessor of the activity E. So we can draw another activity, that is E here, and we are drawing another node here, that is 6. Now the next one, here we can see the C and D both are the immediate predecessors of F. So that means after C and D we have the activity, that is F. So here we are changing our diagram. That means when we have that F is the activity after C and D, so we are joining the one node here. That means we are here just deleting that node particularly, and we are drawing that joining 3 to 4 using the activity, that is our D, and D has the duration, that is 4, and according to that, that node is becoming now 5, and E has the duration, that is 4 also. Now F is after C and D, so we are drawing the activity F, and it has the duration, that is 6, and the node is here 6, and the final E is the immediate predecessor of G. That means G activity must be after E. So we have one final node, and we are drawing the activity G here, and it has the duration, that is 6. So that is our network diagram. Now look at the diagram once again. Okay, and that is our network diagram, that from node 1 to 2, 3 using activity A and B, C, D, E, F and G, these activities are, and the final node is the 6. Now we will use the forward pass method. Now when we are using the forward pass method, we are just starting with the value, that is E1 as 0, that means from 1. Next we are reaching to the node, that is 2. There is only one way to reach in the node 2 from 1, that is using the activity, that is A. So E2 is equal to E1 plus T12, that means the time from 1 to 2, from 1 to 2, and that is already given, that is 6 using the activity A. So E1 is starting from the value, that is 0. So 0 plus 6, that is our E2 or 6. Then to the node 3. Also, there is only one way, that means using the activity B, and that is from node 1 to node 3. So E3 is equal to E1 plus T1 comma 3, that means T1 comma 3 is only 5. So E3 is equal to 0 plus 5 or 5. Now we are calculating the E4, that means to the node 4, and when to the node 4 we have, there are two nodes, from 2 and 3 we can reach to the node 4 using the activities C and D respectively. So what is the formula here? So using the E4, or to calculate the E4, we have to use the maximum of EI plus TI comma 4, where I are the 2 and 3, that means from which nodes we are reaching to the node 4. So that is 2 and 3. So that means maximum of EI means E2 plus T2 comma 4 and E3 plus T3 comma 4. Now E2 is equal to 6. So that has been written here. T24, that is the activity C. That means the value is 4. So we are writing it as 6 plus 4. E3 is equal to 5. We are writing it as 5, and now T3 comma 4, that means from node 3 to node 4, that is 4. So we are writing it here. So that is maximum of 10 and 9, and the maximum is 10. So the next node, that is the 5. Now we can see that only from node 3 we can reach to the node 5, and that is through the activity, that is E, and it has the time, that is 4. So E5 is equal to E3 plus T3 comma 5, and T3 comma 5 is equal to 4, and already E3 has 5. So that must be 5 plus 4, or that one is equal to 9. Next, the node 6, or the final node. Now here once again we can see that from node 4 and node 5 we can reach to the node 6 through the activities F and G. So once again, to find out the E6 we have to use the maximum formula, and that one is EI plus TI comma 6. I6 is the destination node, and I means 4 and 5, that means from the node 4 and 5, we can reach to the node 6. So here that one is equal to maximum of E4 plus T4 comma 6 and E5 plus T5 comma 6, and maximum of already E4 we have, that is 10, and T4 comma 6, let's check with the diagram. 4 comma 6, that one is equal to 6. Also the 5 comma 6 is equal to 6. So here the E6 is equal to 10 plus 6, and E5 is equal to 9. So that is 9 plus 6. So that means maximum of 16 and 15, and as usual the maximum is 16. So here we can find out the E1 is equal to 0, E2 is equal to 6, E3 is equal to 5, E4 is equal to 10, E5 9, and E6 is equal to 16. So that is our forward pass method. Next we are proceeding to the backward pass method. Now backward pass method means we are starting from the node 6, and already whatever we have found finally in the E6 or in the node 6 we are writing it here, and that one is 16. Then we are reaching to the node 5. So node 5 means we have only one way to back, then that is through the activity G, and that one is 6. So L5 must be our L6 minus T5 comma 6 from node 5 to node 6, and that is already we know 6. So L6 minus T5 comma 6, that one is equal to 16 minus 6 or 10. Next we are reaching to the node that is 4 and denoting it by L4. So that must be only one way. Let's check once again. Yes, that is only one way. That means using or through the activity F, and is the time is 6. So L4 is equal to L6 minus T from node 4 to node 6, total the time, and that is 6. So that is 16 minus 6 is equal to 10. So in that way already we have found out L6, L5 and L4. Now to the node 3, that is our L3. Now when we are reaching to the node 3, we have from 4 and from 5. Now 3 4 is equal to 4. 3 5 is also equal to 4. So we have to remember it, both the times are 4 here. So when we are constructing the L3, that means minimum of Lj minus T3 comma j, where j is equal to from 5 or 4, two nodes. Now minimum of L5 minus T3 5 and L4 minus T3 4, and we know L5 is equal to 10. So we are writing it as 10 minus, already we have found that is according to the diagram, that is 4, and L4 that is also 10. So 10 minus, once again it is 4. So the minimum is 6 and 6. So that is obviously 6. Now the node 2, that is our L2. Now we can reach to node 2 only from 4, and the time is 4. So the L2 must be L4 minus T2 comma 4, and that is 4. So that is L4 was 10. So 10 minus 4, that is 6. And finally the L1 or the first node, that is our 1, and that may be from 2 and 3. Now there are 2 times. From 2 that is 6, from 3 that is 5. So we are using here, that is minimum of Lj minus T1 comma j. J is equal to 3 and 2, two nodes. The minimum of L3 minus T1 3 and L2 minus T1 2. So minimum of 6 minus 5. Already L3 we have found out, that is 6. And minus 5, that is our time. So that is 1. And finally L2 was 6. So 6 minus 6, that is 0, and the minimum is 0. So in that way already we have found out from L1 to L6 and from F1 to F6. We are writing down these values once again. E1 0, E2 6, E3 5. So we are writing down here that one. That means E1 0, E2 6, E3 5. Let's check. Okay. Right. E4 10, E5 9, 10 9, 16. 10 9 and 16. So E4 is equal to 10, E5 is equal to 9, and E6 is equal to 16. We are writing once again, that is from L6 to L1 also. That is L3, that is L2, that is L1. Now already we know that L6 must be 16. So L5 is equal to 10, L4 is equal to 10. So 10, 10, 6, 6 and 0. So that is our 10, 10, 6, 6 and 0. Now look at the diagram once again. Now using the rectangular form, we are using the forward pass, and using the triangular form, we are using the backward pass. So we are starting from node 1 and using the forward pass. So E1 is 0, E2 is equal to 6, E3 is equal to, that one is 5, E4 is equal to 10, E5 is equal to 9, and E6 is equal to 16, and L6, that one is equal to 16, L5, that one is equal to 10, L4, that is also 10, L3, that is 6, and L2, that is 6, and L1 that is 0. So we may check here that in node 1 the L value and E value both are same. In node 2 the L value and E value both are same. In node 4 the L value and the F value or the E value are same, and also in the node 6. So that must be our critical path. That means the critical path is shown below with the double lines by joining all those events where the E values and the F values are equal. So that means that must be our critical path. That means where the L value and the forward pass method or the E values are the same. So here according to the diagram we have shown using the double line, or now I am drawing it using the red line. That is our critical path. That means 1, 2, 4 and 6, and the critical activities are A, C and F, and the total project time that must also be found out, that is 6 plus 4 that is 10 plus 6 that is our 16 weeks. And how to find out the project length variance. Now to find out the project length variance we have the activities, that is 1 to 2, 2 to 4 and 4 to 6. Let's check the table once again, that is 1 to 2, 2 to 4 and 4 to 6. That is from the table that 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 means already we have, that is A, 2 to 4 that is C and 4 to 6 that is F. So A, C and F, those activities A, C and F. So let's check A, C and F. So it has 1, it has 0.04 and in F that is 0.04. So to find out the variance, project length variance, we are using, that is A, C and F. 1 plus 0.444 or 0.444 or complete is equal to 1.888. Now standard deviation is always the plus of square root of variance. So variance is 1.888. So the standard deviation is plus of square root of 1.888, and that is nearly equal to 1.374. Now in that way we can find out the critical path, also the project length and the standard deviation with the variance, project length variance from the project diagram. Now the next question, what is the probability of completing the project in 18 weeks? And that means we are representing the complete thing, or we have to find the probability using the normal density curve. Now that TS is our 18, that means we have to reach here, and TE already we have, that is 16, and already we know the sigma or the standard deviation is 1.374. So we have to find out the probability Z score that is less than equal to D, and we can find out the D using the formula TS minus TE upon sigma. Now TS is equal to 18, TE is equal to 16 and sigma is equal to 1.374, or that is nearly equal to, we are writing it near about 1.45. So we have to find out the PZ less than equal to D, means PZ less than equal to 1.45, or that one is phi of 1.45. Now according to the normal table, that one is also our density curve. Now we should use the standard normal table to find out the value of phi 1.45. the normal standard table is also provided in the description box of this video also. Now that is once again phi of 1.45. So according to that, here that 1.4 and 0.05, that is representing our 1.45, and the value is here, that is 0.92647. 0.92647. So we are writing it here, the value as 0.92647, or that one is equal to 92.65%. Now next, another very important question: what does the 92.65% means? If the project is performed 100 times under the same conditions, then there would be 92.65 occasions the project would be completed in the 18 weeks. That is the meaning of 92.65%, and that is how we can find out the probability of completing the project in 18 weeks.